Here we go again. Winter Storm Inga continuing to bring snow to the Carolinas, all the way into New England and across parts of the South still, too. We welcome you back to our continuing coverage. I'm meteorologist Maria LaRosa. It is 5:30, and still a little bit more snow to go in many places, as I mentioned, from the Carolinas on up and through New England. We have some 65 million of us under some kind of winter alert. There you go, the winter storm warnings in dark blue from South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia, all the way up into New England. The snow's still coming down from Georgia into the Carolinas, but yes, beginning to ease up just a little bit from Philadelphia, New York. You have a little bit more to go, Boston too, but you can see that it is hitting some pretty major interstates, so travel really a problem, along with the bitter cold. So we have you covered with this storm with Mike Seidel in Louisiana, from Atlanta and Raleigh on up into Connecticut, where our Jim Cantori reports for us. So after a few hours of snow, the morning drive, what's ahead for them? Jim.
It has been a very cold winter thus far. As a matter of fact, 10th coldest on record here for Hartford, Connecticut. So that makes today pretty nice, because this snow, albeit light, is happening with temperatures in the low 30s. We will take it. The big problem, though, came when they were in the 50s and 60s, and we got a thaw just a couple of weeks ago. It's cold, followed by thaw, created that huge ice jam that we've been telling you about, certainly along the Housatonic. The town of Kent is pretty much blocked off by this ice jam. We got a chance to talk to Representative Brian Oler, and this is what he had to say about the current state of that ice jam.
We have 4 homes that have been immediately evacuated due to the flooding. They've been out of their homes for about a week now, and there's 22 homes approximately in the immediate area. We really have about 24 state, federal, and local agencies descending on us. We did declare a state of emergency 2 days ago, and that wasn't to alarm residents. It was simply to enact a chain of events that could better help the local officials here in Kent to prepare for that. Right now, as of about 7:45 this morning, we have 5 inches of new heavy wet snow. We're looking towards the weekend where temperatures could be in the mid to upper 40s with possible rain on Monday. That could be good or bad. That could be enough precipitation to increase the volume of water to nudge this ice jam and break it up, or it could be a little too overwhelming where it continues to flood the low-lying areas, but we're watching everything.
So the snow tapers off here by the time we get into the afternoon hours. Temperatures drop off into the teens tonight, but then we will start a slow warming trend heading into the weekend. So all eyes and interest on that ice jam. We'll be watching that thermometer. In Hartford, Connecticut, I'm meteorologist Jim Cantori.
The sun is out in Atlanta, and this will hopefully help the roads. Look at this. This is Windy Hill, just off Interstate 75, north of downtown Atlanta. I mean, it is a blanket of snow, and right now it's starting to get packed down with everyone driving on it. The sun, I think, is going to help us a little bit, but I'm worried about that sun then is going to go across the sky, right? And then we're going to see the shady parts. It's going to freeze over. I am concerned about black ice through the day, overnight, and tomorrow morning. The highways, this is I-75, a little bit tough to see from our angle, but even the off-ramp you can see where you get more cars going over it. It's a little bit less snowy. The highways are moving very well, though there have been multiple reports of accidents on 75, also onto 85 as well. So it was a tough start to the day. And by the way, it's going to continue to be tough, because most of the tertiary roads look like this. And it's very cold out. So the kids that go out to do any sledding, I mean, you know, you can't really make a snowball with this because it's too dry, but it is great for sledding. They need to bundle up. They don't feel the cold like we do, and you can get frostbite in just a matter of 30 minutes here. So it's important to make sure that all of your skin is covered. And you know how we get frostbite? Usually we have a nice layer of air right over our skin. What happens is that wind blows it away, and then your temperatures of your body can drop a whole lot faster. That's one way that we feel that wind chill. Stephanie Abrams in Atlanta, Georgia.
Stephanie, thank you very much. We're still seeing some snow across parts of eastern Georgia and central South Carolina. Look at this sort of picture here where we've got a huge temperature contrast between Charleston, where it's almost 50, Columbia right in the battle zone here where it's 40, and it's 15 in Atlanta. What planet is this? 15 degrees, Maria. You and I are looking at each other like, are you kidding me? Well, it's fortunately going to be a lot warmer in a couple of days. It'll be in the 60s, but still very cold. And whatever snow is falling is going to stick. So not much, right? In terms of actual amounts in central and north Georgia, the forecasts were largely pretty good here. Roughly a ½ inch to 1.5 inches. Those are very common amounts coming. Dobbins, Woodstock, Castle, a little bit more to the south of Atlanta, a little bit less to the west near Birmingham. But overall, it doesn't matter if you think about it, whether or not it's a 1/4 of an inch or 1 1/4 inch, it's going to still be likely on the roads tonight and tomorrow morning. So I'm thinking that many schools that were canceled today are probably going to be canceled tomorrow because we're just not going to get a lot of melting this afternoon. Across parts of Carolina, we're still seeing some snow and an increase of that in the central part of North Carolina, where Durham and Chapel Hill reporting moderate snow. Charlotte, also some light snow. Temperatures there not excessively cold, but certainly cold enough throughout the depth of the atmosphere to support snow. Not a lot of freezing rain in this event. It is going to be mostly, well, either rain along the coast for a while or snow inland. Not a whole lot of in between. But likely this afternoon, we're going to continue to see that snow move across North Carolina. Several inches of snow likely here and in parts of southern Virginia as well, including Norfolk, before it all ends by about 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock tonight. How much are we going to get? Well, some places right here in the Piedmont might get 5 inches of snow. That's a lot in and around the Raleigh area. Maybe a little bit less on either side of that, but still accumulating snow that's not going to likely melt much tomorrow with cold air to follow. In the Northeast, it is snowing interior sections of New York State, Pennsylvania, more like rain along the coast. That's associated with most of this precip now is associated with that frontal zone, plus a little bit of a ripple along that front is going to be moving northward, perhaps enhancing some snowfall rates in eastern New England, maybe eastern Maine, down east Maine, probably later on this evening. But this is not one of those large bomb cyclones that turns into a blizzard. It is not like that. It is going to be moving away fairly quickly, but still in its wake bringing noticeable snow, several inches likely, certainly along parts of coastal Maine. You can see that we've got areas of 3 to 5 in far down east Maine and patchy areas of 1 to 3 in New York State and New England. So that's snow yet to come. And I'm going to send it over to Maria to hopefully survive the shiver here in the South. Maria, back to you.
You know, you look like that cartoon, right? You got to rub your eyes and make sure you're seeing what you're seeing. But yes, temps still into the teens, and where it is snowing, we have a little bit more to go. So let's time it out for you. And as Dr. Postel mentioned, still looking at that snow, kind of hugging the coast. It's beginning to wrap up from D.C. and Philadelphia. But for cities like Boston and also Portland, for that matter, you do have a few more hours to go here. You could be seeing another 1 to 3 inches of snowfall. But looking at the time and count on through this afternoon and evening for that evening drive as well, I-95 and 295 will be impacted before we start to see some of that pull away later on tonight. So what that equals to, yes, about 1 to maybe 2 more inches of snowfall still to come. That's spread out over the next couple of hours in Boston, where you could see those snow showers through this evening. So that means the evening drive, and heads up, those temperatures right about freezing, so that'll keep it snow for a lot of that. And then New York, similar situation. Count on those snow showers through at least about the lunch hour before cloudy skies take over. Notice those temperatures still in the mid-30s here by later on tonight. Raleigh, straight on through tonight, and temperatures dropping in the 20s.